What up? Today in the shop, we're taking a look at our $300 Facebook Marketplace find. This Craftsman LT1000 here. We're taking a look at two issues that I suspect are related to each other. The first being some smoking on startup, which I believe to be related to belt slip on the deck itself. And our blade's not disengaging. So, pretty critical safety thing there. First, we're going to start it up, and I'm going to show you kind of what the smoking looks like, and show you the blades failing to disengage and stop spinning. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to jump start this unit here. Our little Amazon special jump box. Okay, and then what we're looking for is essentially some smoke as she starts up here. So blades are disconnected. If you've watched previous videos, you know she has a little bit of trouble starting on the first key cycle. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this to turn solid green again. And here we go. Okay, so you can see the problem right there. As we're engaging and disengaging our blades, we're clearly not seeing that blade stop spinning there. So we have an issue with the pulley that engages both blades on the deck, and then you also probably saw the smoke to start. Looks like we have quite an oil leak here, which is more than likely our primary culprit. But you may have also heard that momentary chirp when we started up the unit, so there might be a couple things that we're fighting here. Yeah, she's pretty grimy in there, so she definitely has an oil leak. That's going to be something that we have to take a look at as well. You can see all the grime around our spark plug and our exhaust. So we're about to clean up that area, some brake clean, and see where she's coming from primarily. But today we are focusing on the critical safety component, which is the lack of disengagement of the blades. Okay, so the way that this engagement and disengagement of the deck blades works is you have a cable, think of it like a throttle cable, connected to this lever here that is essentially going to pull a spring underneath. So this should be engaged with the spring nice and taut. So we'll show you what that looks like here. It's going to be this spring. See how much I can show you that here. So that's going to be this larger spring right here. You can see we're nice and tight currently. There. And then as we disengage. Okay, now the spring should be loose. Now we should be loose just like this. This might be a little bit too loose, but as long as we are no longer holding tension, that should be enough to release this pulley up here that will then stop the blades from spinning. So suspect is, even though our blades are disengaged here, the fact that we don't see that pulley kind of moving from this side is our main suspect. Something preventing that pulley from moving back and forth freely. So let's go take a look at the other side and see what it looks like from over there. So here's a better look at that spring. So we just have a larger coil on this side and the actual cable which goes up to the control up in the driver's seat there. Let's see if I can get you guys some good light. So more than likely our issue is with this pulley right here. This pulley right here, so this should move back and forth on the deck freely to engage and disengage essentially this other line of pulleys in this belt. But what I am noticing is where the spring is connected to. Which is right here. Is that this pulley is not moving freely in any direction, even with some manual intervention. So we're seeing a little bit actually as I cut E-ink on it here, but not as free as it should be. So more likely this is simply not moving along its groove smoothly enough to engage and disengage with the spring tension. So essentially what our next step is going to be is we're going to have to lift this unit. We're going to put it on essentially some car ramps. You can use a multitude of different things, from jack and jack stands to a mower lift. But I'm going to try to raise all four corners at the same time. And then we're going to go ahead and take the deck down. It's a series of pins, similar to this, all the way throughout underneath. You can kind of see a diagram there for the PTOs and the belt drive. So it's a series of pins to basically release the deck there. We're going to pull it down, see what's going on with that pulley itself, see if we can't figure out exactly what is causing it to bind, and then order some parts. So stay tuned for the next episode on getting a little bit deeper into this diagnosis. Right now it just again seems to be the pulley itself not moving freely. Somewhat common, I would say. But now we need to get to disassembly, visual inspection, and get some parts ordered. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.